Hello, everyone! 7 intimate needs every woman has, but only 1% of men can satisfy. Most men believe they understand what women truly want in the bedroom. The reality is, they often don't. There's a significant gap between what many men assume is important and what actually cultivates deep, lasting desire in a woman. That gap is one of the main reasons Here's what's fascinating. The men who grasp what I'm about to explain don't just experience better intimacy. They find themselves with partners who pursue them, who initiate connection, who feel safe enough to fully let go. And surprisingly, it has very little to do with technique. What we're exploring here are 7 psychological and emotional needs that operate beneath the surface of physical intimacy. These aren't optional preferences or superficial wants. They are core needs wired into how women experience safety, desire, and connection. If you can genuinely meet even 4 of these 7, you'll be operating on a. This isn't about tips, tricks, clever lines, or routines. It's about attachment psychology, nervous system regulation, and how emotional safety functions in intimate relationships. Physical intimacy doesn't exist in isolation. It is downstream from everything else: how she feels around you, how safe her body feels in your presence, how much she trusts you with her vuln. Most men focus on performance. They want to do everything right. They want to impress. But women aren't grading you. They're feeling you. And when you understand what they're actually feeling for, why? Performance versus presence. One of the biggest mistakes men make is treating intimacy like a performance review. They get stuck in their heads, planning the next move, analyzing her reactions, trying to determine if they're doing it correctly. She can feel that. The moment you start performing, When you're performing, you're managing, strategizing, trying to control an outcome. And that energy, no matter how well-intentioned, creates distance. The truth most men don't want to hear is this: she doesn't want to be impressed. She wants to feel you. She wants to feel felt by you. That can't happen. Another common misunderstanding is thinking intimacy begins when clothes come off. It doesn't. It starts hours before, sometimes days before. It's built in the way you listen, the way you hold space for her emotions without trying to fix them, the way you remain grounded when she's overwhelmed or in her head. Her body is always registering how she feels around you. If she doesn't feel emotionally safe, she won't feel fussy. Let's break. 1. She needs to feel seen, not. Many men confuse lust with connection. Complimenting her body and expressing physical attraction is fine, but it's surface level. What creates real depth is when she feels seen beyond her appearance. Do you notice the subtle shifts in her energy? The way she lights up when she talks about something she loves. The tension in her posture when she's nervous. Presence means being fully there, not distracted or thinking tea. Women are incredibly attuned to presence. They can sense when you're genuinely engaged and when you're just going through the motions. When she feels truly seen, not just physically. This shows up in small but powerful ways: remembering details she shared, asking thoughtful questions about her inner world, staying curious rather than rushing. When you shift from trying to perform to genuinely exploring and understanding her, everything changes. 2. Emotional safety before surrender. Arousal is not purely physical. Deep desire, the kind that makes a woman fully present in intimate moments, emotions intensify. She may feel vulnerable, self-conscious, or overwhelmed. If you become uncomfortable, try to fix her feelings, or take them personally, she will close off. But if why? Emotional safety means you don't need her to be any different than she is in that moment. If she needs to slow down, you're okay. If she's quiet, you're okay. If she's emotional, you're okay. You're not attached to an outcome. you're simply pressé. That steadiness allows her to stop protecting herself, and when she stops protecting her. 3. Lead. Women often desire lead. Some men become passive, constantly asking permission and outsourcing every decision. Others swing to F. True leadership is about creating a safe container. It's initiating without pressure, guiding without force, being clear in your desire while staying sensitive to hers. Dominating is about imposing your will, leading is about co-creating an experience. When she feels led, not controlled, she can relax. She doesn't have to manage the situation. She can receive trust and let herself sink into the experience. 4. Desire her essence. Physical attraction matters, but it's not enough to sustain deep desire. Women are accustomed to being wanted for their appearance. What transforms the dynamic is feeling desired for who they are. Her personality, her humor, her quirks, her mind, her energy. When you show that you're drawn to those qualities, she feels valued on a. This looks like specific, authentic appreciation. Telling her you admire how she thinks, noticing her resilience, appreciating the way she navigates the world. When she feels desired for her essence, she stops trying to perform or impress. She shows up fully as herself. 5. Freedom of expression. Many women hold back because they've learned it's safer to edit themselves. They've been judged or shamed for being too much, too emotional, too intense. If you create an environment where she feels fully accepted, where her vulnerability, passion, and this requires that you don't flinch. You don't criticize. You don't subtly withdraw. You stay present and grounded, communicating when she feels free from judges. 6. Stop performing. This is the dividing line between insecurity and grounded masculinity. Many men seek approval in intimacy. They want reassurance that they're DOI. She can feel that energy. And when everything becomes about your perfo, what she truly wants is a man who is authentic in his own experience, who is present because he wants to be, not because he's chasing validation. When you act from genuine desire rather than the need for, stop trying to get a response, start being real. When you're not performing, she doesn't have to either. _ 7. Emotion. Intimacy doesn't end when the physical act does. For many women, vulnerability remains heightened afterward. If you emotionally or physically check out too quickly, it can feel like subtle rejection. Staying present afterward through touch, eye contact, gentle conversation completes the emotional arc. It signals safety. It communicates, I'm still here. That aftercare builds trust. It reinforces connection, and it integrating all 7 needs. You don't need to master all 7 over. When you show up grounded, curious, and emotionally available, the rest flows naturally. Intimacy stops being something you do and becomes something. At its core, intimacy isn't about technique. It's about who you are when you're with her. The men who understand this don't just create physical satisfaction. They create emotional